So guys, with the release of the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon trailers, I am going to be doing a top 5 Alolan forms for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now I personally don't think there are going to be any new Alolan forms, but if there are going to be any, these are the Gen 1 Pokemon or other gens that I think deserve an Alolan form, because I think they'll be epic. Before we start this though, I just want to say I've tried my best to avoid Mega Evolutions and Legendaries, just because I think they don't need any more expanding. So I would like to start this list off at number 5. Okay, so since Sandslash and Ninetales got their own Alolan forms, I think it'd only be fair if Ponyta and Rapidash got their own Alolan forms. Now you're probably thinking, but what Alolan forms could they have? And I was thinking either gain the flying type and become an ice type, which I think would be really cool, and their scenario would be exactly the same as Sandslash and Ninetales, where they had to be moved onto the mountains and they adapted to it, because I think that'd be really cool to expand on this horse's design, because it's an amazing Pokemon and it deserves more love in the battling perspective of things. Number 4. Alolan Kangaskhan, because I think this would be a sick Pokemon to add to the games, and I know that it has its own Mega Evolution, but it's really missing out on the male side of things, because how the hell does a female Kangaskhan always have a baby? There has to be something to mate with, so I'm thinking we add a male Kangaskhan to the game, because they're just missing out on this opportunity at the moment, and I think it'd be cool to have the male Kangaskhan's as a native of Alola, and hunters are basically trying to hunt them for killing and stuff, so they're endangered and they're hard to find anywhere else. So, because basically they want their skin, sort of, because their skin is practically indestructible. So I think, stat-wise, this would affect its defense and its special defense, and the typing I think it should go for would be ground and fighting, because it'd just be a really cool typing to have. And yeah, that's my number 4 slot. Now that we got that sorted, it's time to move on to number 3. The Gen 1 starters. Now I think it'd be really cool to give the Gen 1 starters an Alolan form, because really, it'd just be sick. Now, I know that they have their own Mega Evolutions, and it's not really fair on the other starters, but this would be so cool. Now, picture this. Charmander is adapting to Squirtle, becoming a water type, in order to beat Squirtle in a battle. Squirtle then adapts to Charmander, making him a grass type, and then Bulbasaur adapts to Squirtle, making him a fire type. Now, I think this would be a really cool perspective, because the 3 starters have had a really big rivalry from the beginning, and I think this would really sort out the rivalry, because I think it'd be really cool. Really, really cool. And the art that I found is just amazing. I love how Venusaur has the big lava thing, and then Charizard has the water. Yeah, it's just a really, really cool art. And I think it'd be amazing to give them their own Alolan forms. Now it's time to move on to number 2. Alolan, well, you can't really call it an Alolan form because it's Mimikyu. And I think we should have different forms of Mimikyu in the next game. Because picture this. You have an Umbreon version, you have a Charmander version, a Bulbasaur version, a Lunala version, a normal Vulpix version, which I think looks sick. And yeah, there's just loads of different things you could do with Mimikyu, and it would be amazing. I also got this idea that if you had a special Mimikyu, say a Charizard Mimikyu, then you were able to Mega Evolve and become a Mega Charizard, but as a dummy version, because I think that'd be really cool, and I'm pretty sure we were all thinking this, because we all want more of Mimikyu. It wanted fame, it's got the fame. It's an amazing Pokemon. Number 1. Alolan Garlic. Now I think this would be a sick Pokemon to have because obviously it makes sense. Like there's tikis and there's totems and there's all those things, and Garlic could basically be a living totem. Now I really like how they made this art. This art is ground fairy, which I think is really, really cool. And I think it'd just be a really great Pokemon to have because it's not really getting much love and it's like kind of being forgotten sort of. So I think by giving it an Alolan form, it just make it a lot cooler, add more stats. Now the only thing I would add is I'm thinking Fairy Fire maybe, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, I guess that concludes the end of the list. So there you have it, guys. There is my top 5 new Alolan forms for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. And remember guys, keep being legendary.